It is now time to introduce our speaker for this morning. It is our pastor, Reverend Dr. Louis Gates. For those that do not know Reverend Dr. Louis Gates, he is a medium, healer, teacher in our camp, but his work goes beyond just those three titles. He's a very giving individual. He has given his time very freely to our spiritualist community. He's out and about speaking, lecturing, demonstrating the continuity of life, upholding the principles of spiritualism. His recent accomplishment, he has just returned from a Spirit Heart cruise, which I hear was a great success. So, with all the accomplishments that he had, please welcome with a warm applause, Reverend Dr. Louis Gates.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to speak today. I know I don't look like Kathy Quick, so she was supposed to speak today and she was ill, so she could not attend today, but we'll have her to speak at another time. Wanted to speak about phenomenon, mediumship, connection to seances. Everybody at this time in the vibration is very interested in connecting to spirit, connecting to how spirit works. Since I've been a young kid, I've attended seances all over the United States. And I've attended quite a few. And through those, I've actually... Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'll just hold it. How's that? I've attended quite a few seances throughout my life. And as a child, I had attended quite a few up in Lilydale, Chesterfield, out in California, Illinois, and I went to a lot of them with my mother. But the question with seances is the energy put into the vibration. It's always what the individual puts into the vibration and how you perceive the seance. It's the speaking to spirit, speaking to the connection to your loved ones. Some people know of the White House and of spirits and having seances within the White House. Maybe we need one now. But Lincoln was one of the major known ones when she actually had seances in the White House. But President Pierce was the first one that actually had a seance in the White House with his wife Jane Pierce after their son Benny died in a train accident. So he was actually the first to actually hold a seance in the White House, and then it was the more famous one was Lincoln. And he held a lot of seances in the White House during the Civil War. And he would sit there, not because Lincoln wanted to know all this information from spirit. He didn't actually do that. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to let the individuals of the American people see him enjoying what other Americans were doing at that time. Other Americans were sitting in seance, talking to spirits. It was the rave of the day. So Abraham Lincoln would sit in the White House, and it was portrayed through the newspapers of how him relaxing during the pastime of the rest of the American people. So a lot of this was actually put in motion at that time. And after Lincoln got assassinated, actually Lincoln searched out the Fox sisters to actually hold private seances for a number of years until her son actually had her committed because she thought he was wasting too much money with the spiritualist hoo-ha. So I think it was cute back in the day. We were called the spiritualist hoo-ha. So, but as seances go, we have to really realize is what we're attracting, what we're propelling in motion, what we're doing when we're trying to communicate with spirit. We're trying to maneuver the energy within the space. And that's actually done by actually setting up a group, having a group meet, having a group sit. If you have a seance with me, if you come and sit in a seance group with me, and we're doing it week after week, I will place your name underneath the chair. So the next week, you will sit in the same chair. You will not sit in somebody else's chair. You will sit in the exact same chair you sat in the week before. So that actually keeps the energy flowing within the group. If I set you in a different chair or set you in a different place, the energy gets broken, and I have to, in turn, start making it move. Again, that's all what happens when we ask you to be in a seance. It's not because we're forcing you to be there. We're actually doing that so we can keep the energy building within the seance. We keep it building week after week after week. You know, my mother said in seance for almost 18 months before she got the trumpet to move. Before that group of spiritualists, mediums, got that trumpet to move. It was 18 months. So it's not like it happens today, and all of a sudden you jump into a seance and trumpets start flying and all this stuff starts flying. The energy in the room has to be built. And I know we come to a time where table tipping, and well, I'll be doing table tipping today, but table tipping can be done anywhere. I could do it out in the middle of Stevens Street. I don't need the darkness, I do it right up there. It doesn't need the darkness. The only reason you need darkness to do phenomena is to build the ectoplasm within the space, to see spirit, to see a continuity of life, to see spirit's hands, to see spirit moving in the room. It's the only reason you would have it more dimly lit within the room. You would have that. So, but you don't need darkness to do table tipping. You just put your hands on the table and you work at it. Your table, what you do with your vibration of the table seance is if you have a table you use and you want to work on tables, you only use that table for that. It's all you use it for. You don't eat off of it, you don't read off of it, you don't do anything off of it, except for table tipping. That's what you use it for. You personally keep it covered. Once you put your energy into the table and you're finished with it, you put it away, you put a cover on it to keep the energy within the vibration. It used to be years ago, my mother used to keep a basket next to her table. And she used to have that basket always covered to keep the energy within the basket. But when she would have seances, you'd hear all the pencils and moving within the basket and people writing messages on cards. And she'd pull the cards out and give them to people. But you could hear the pencils moving, but it was just a continuity of putting energy within that space. That's what mediumship is, and that's what mediumship and connecting to spirit and connecting to the higher side is, to actually get you that energy into the vibration, building the energy. I'm one of those mediums that will tell you that everybody can be a medium. How far up the path do you want to go? How far? Some of us stop at a certain level in our lives. We don't want to move any further. That's enough. We're done. I've seen enough. And we're done. Finished. But some of us want to go through the next door, the next venue, the next vibration. That's what we're looking for, to build the energy to go to that next door. And as mediums, and connecting to the higher self or the higher vibration with spirit, you have to realize that everything is emotion. With spirit. I know people, we want to be in the spirit, we want to connect to spirit, but everybody can connect to spirit, everyone. It's how you want to connect to them. Not everyone's going to do seances, not everyone's going to do mediumship work, but maybe you're an automatic writer. Maybe you do other things. Healers are just as good as mediums as the mediums are, because they're connecting to their higher self, they're connecting to guides, they're connected to healing guides to help them produce their healing. So if you're in the healing, you're just as powerful as a medium is, because you have that gift of connecting to the source and bringing it through you to help others. And that's what mediumship is to do, is to help you, is to connect you. We're not to disrupt your life. That's not what a medium is supposed to do. It's supposed to uplift you, bring you to a higher plane of existence, let you understand what path you're on and where you're going. In seances is to give you information, direct information from spirit. Through the table or through a trance demonstration. When George Colby came here, when George Colby was here, in the old writings of George Colby, he actually would go into trance. He would just to read you. He would be in total trance. He was a trance medium. And he would go into trance and give you messages from the other side. Marie Rossi, that used to live up on the hill. One that used to live up on the hill. But Marie Rossi used to live up on the hill, Reverend Marie Rossi. And she used to go into trance, and she used to sit there quietly in her space, and her mouth would open, and she'd be completely out of it, but voices would come out of her mouth and talk to us. We've had seances in that seance room here ever since that seance room in the Colby Temple was built. Ever since it was built and put in motion, we've had seances there. So the energy has built in that space, has built. Sometimes when you walk in this room, you hear music. At night, you hear music. That's where they used to hold the dances for all the Navy pilots from Sanford used to come over here to the annual dances every week in this hall. So you still hear the music being played in this building when you walk through every once in a while. It's the energy within the walls, the energy within the vibration. Every one of these houses in this camp has their own specific energy, their own vibration, their own energy of who lived there, who placed themselves there. So when you're holding a seance, when you're putting or attending one, it should feel right to you. You should sit and go, ooh, I like that. It should benefit you. It should bring some kind of light into your vibration. It's an understanding, because really Spirit really wants to speak to you. It's not like they want to just say, well, we're just going to fly in today and wave I love you and fly out. I don't think there's an airlines on the other side that has that in between. I'll call it fly in. They're here to give you messages to help you, to encourage you. I kind of get an idea. I always explain to people, mediums do not get it. Spirit does not get it wrong. It is the medium's interpretation of what Spirit's trying to tell them. That is where we make our little thing. Because we're trying to interpret. We're trying to bring forth that message to you. We're trying to interpret what they're trying to tell us. Same thing with table tipping. When we did table tipping with my mother, we'd sit for, most of you would probably not sit for 6 hours, but we'd sit with that table for 6 hours. It would spell out the alphabet. And we'd have somebody in the corner of the room writing down every letter that came through that table. At the end of the seance, we might have 2 lines of talking, but it would spell out a whole long phrase of what Spirit was trying to tell us. Back in the day, it was the alphabet. 1 bang for A, 2 for B. Hopefully to God that somebody's name didn't have a lot of Z's in it. And we had to go through the whole alphabet and then start all again. But that is what happened back in the day, was this constant working in Spirit. And people tell me now that phenomena is dead. Spirit, we don't do that anymore. The only reason we don't do it anymore is because we don't take the time. We don't take the time to sit and be quiet and rejuvenate our vibration. We still have all this energy around us. We just don't take the time to sit. I had a seance a few years ago, and we had money dropping through airports in the room. Money. And then people would show up one week, and then we'd have to rebuild the energy. We'd have to redo. We'd have to reset. And then once they found out money was falling in, they all wanted to come. But we had a lady brought her purse in, just her little hand purse, because she wanted Spirit to give her money, because she didn't. She showed everybody there was no money in the purse, and she closed her purse. When she left the building, she had 2 $100 bills in her purse when she left. Spirit can manifest things within the vibration. They manifest rocks, they can put things in the vibration. Spirit has a way of doing that. I was with a seance one time. It was right up here, up on the hill. And we had small pine trees drop and float from the ceiling into the room. Now, some people might say, oh, that's crazy. But pine trees, little pine trees were just dropped in the room next to us. Dropped. Rocks, small little rocks. Coins. Spirit is a way of trying to maneuver them through upwards. And that's through building the energy, the vibration within the space. Because it is building it that brings the ectoplasm, that brings the upwards, where Spirit can manifest things into the room, manifest into the space. And that's what you're really looking for. People want proof of Spirit. They want proof. Well, mediumship does that for you. We give you proof of continuity of life. We give you evidence of the individual, the person in spirit. And we try to describe that individual, give you the information, give you what they would have passed from, how they looked, how they walked, how they maneuvered themselves, so that you can personally recognize them. The same thing in a seance, Spirit wants you to recognize them. When you do the table tipping, you can actually feel them on the table. You can feel them sitting within the table. Sitting within the table. Sitting there watching you, waiting to speak. When I do table tipping, or anybody else does table tipping, there's a whole group of spirits just waiting for you to get up on the table so they can run forward and talk to you. And they wait, constantly wait. We had a lady last time, she ran into the bathroom, she didn't want to do it. You know that table waited for her to come out and chased her down? And she just wanted to ask one question: is there a spirit world? And the Spirit said yes. That's all she wanted to ask. But she's afraid of the table. The Spirit really loves you when you're afraid, because they'll chase you down. They'll come for you. They'll come for you. And that's cute, because people that are we want you to be objectional to the reading. We want you to ask questions. We want you to understand how the reading is being put in front of you. If you don't understand the reading, then you should at least ask. Say, okay, what about this? What about this for me? Allow the medium to connect to a higher sense of consciousness. Because this place, Castaneda, has a lot of spirits here. I've lived here most of my life. There's a lot of spirits and wonders with this place. A lot of them. And they sit here and they watch. People always ask me, doesn't Spirit have anything better to do? Isn't there something better to do on the Spirit side of life? Well, it is, but the question is they're here to help. You're part of their family tree. You might not like your family. Your family might be nuts. You might not want them around, but they're still there. They're still around you. They're still in your vibration. People you've had an association with, they can help you. That is why they show up. Sometimes somebody will show up and you have no idea who they are. But they're connected to your family. But maybe they have a good sense of knowing what you need to do now. And they're good at it. And your family's not good at it. But they are. And they're here to help you, to get you to that point, to encourage you in that situation within your life. But when you're working with Spirit, clear your mind. Take time to meditate. Clear your mind. Rejuvenate your vibration. To go and do it. Get an idea of what you're looking for. Don't just tell Spirit, oh, I'm just going to go. The taxi might drive you around town for a few months. Where do you want to see with this? What do you want to accomplish when you're doing this? Tell your guides right up front what you're looking to accomplish. Allow them to maneuver people, events, and situations within your life. Whether you want trance, because trance demonstration, trance healing through trance and all this stuff is just somebody leaving, allowing somebody to channel through them, through a seance, through a vibration of a seance. Transfiguration, where Spirit appears over you. Everybody here, if I put you under red light and put you in a realm, you would see spirits all over your face. you would have spirit moving in and around your vibration. It's all called transfiguration. It's something that you can do at home. Most of the stuff we do here, you can do at home. You can put a candle in front of a mirror, turn the lights off, look in the mirror, you'll see transfiguration. Work on the table, work on meditation, do what you feel like works for you. But don't be afraid of spirit. You're not going to attract something negative that's going to scare you in the middle of the night. You won't do that. You're just going to attract people that you're wanting to attract. That's why I said, clear your mind. I love it when people come to me and says, I have an entity. They're here. I got to tell you a little thing that's cute. I had a reading not too long ago, and this guy came up and says, I have an entity. He's right here. And I could see the entity. I could see the individual right next to him. And then I have a very strong guide. So this entity jumped at me. So my guide punched him in the face. He ran out to the porch. And you can hear him out there going, don't go in that office, he'll punch you in the face. But you have strong protectors that protect you from individuals and situations that are not supposed to be in your auric field. So you're not going to attract something or put something in vibration unless you actually want it. Nothing attaches to you. So don't believe that nonsense. If you believe that nonsense, come over to my house. I'll teach you that it's not. It's just, no. You don't attract things that you need to get rid of. You don't. You might have situations around you that you've maneuvered within your life, but the only person that can get rid of them is you, not me. Only way you can get rid of the energy, because I could scare it out of the house, but as soon as I leave, it's back in, long as you want it there. I'm not getting rid of it. I might just chase it away for a little while. I might punch it, my guy might punch it in the face. But if you leave and go, oh God, they're right back. So remember, a medium cannot take stuff away from you. We aren't that powerful. Just remember that. All we can do is give you instructions on how you, personally, you, because I can't go home with you. I don't think my wife would let me. But I can't go and watch you at night, go, oh, you better get rid of them. You're by yourself. You're in your home. Some of you have individual situations within your life that probably are not working as well as they should for you. So you have a lot of energy within the space. It's not because you need to attract it, it's just there. And I hate it when people waste money on trying to maneuver stuff from their home. Get some Ghostbuster in here. Let's go ahead and maneuver the stuff out of my home. Let's go on in here and get rid of this. Let's go rid. Unless the person in the house wants to get rid of it, it's not going anywhere. I could throw holy water, burn a whole thing full of sage. It's not going to get that individual out of that house until you release them. Remember that. Remember that. I get so many people now say, oh, someone's put a curse on me. I love curses. I love those. I take care of those. Nobody puts stuff on you. It's only what you accept. Mediumship, spiritualism, all this stuff has gone into all kinds of avenues within our lives. We're put off into the vibration. Put out of the vibration of everything is put in one big pot. Remember, you guys walked in here today, you're part of a cult. We'll pass out the robes later. You are not, you are, everything is put in one big pile. One big thing. And there's a whole bunch of information in this bookstore and all these bookstores and all this stuff in your life. Find the information that works for you. The rest of it, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Not everything that bookstore will work for everyone here. Take what works for you and put it in your vibration. The rest of it, leave it. Same thing with classes. Don't take everything as God's gospel. It worked for the media. It works for the teacher. It worked. But it might not work exactly for you. That's when you interpret it. Put it to work in your life as you see fit. When seances are offered in your vibration, you should try to attend. Try to look at them. Watch spirit work. I've watched spirit work for over 50 years. I've watched spirit, all types of mediums work from the platform. I just got off a cruise, a psychic cruise, watched a whole bunch of mediums work from the psychic cruise. I like watching people work, watching the spirits work behind them. You should always try to attend things to watch how people work, how they connect to spirit. Because somebody up here healing in the back, working with spirit, doing something up on this platform, might do something that clicks for you. They go, ooh, I like that. It's exactly how I want to speak to spirit. That's how I want to work. You want to watch as attending and working in this outlet, or just walking through the camp. This camp has beautiful energy throughout this whole organization. You walk down by Spirit Pond, up through the ferry trail, up through all these parks and these things, and just take a breath and walk through. How many spiritualists have walked the trail that you're walking? Maybe you walk the same footsteps George Colby walked as he walked down the Spirit Pond. How many spiritualists walk the way you are walking, that are standing with you, that see you? You might leave this building today, but guarantee you got a whole group around you going, what you need, what you need, what you going to get today? They're all trying to talk to you, especially ones that want to be with you, that want to help you. And that's all that what spiritualism is all about, is the continuity of life, to show spirit, show you that spirit doesn't die, that we continue, and spirit wants to help you through healing and mediumship. And I hope I gave you enough good information today to try to save you from wasting a lot of money on entities and crazy spirits trying to attach themselves onto you. It reminds me of an old vampire movie. The vampires coming out of the castle, attacking onto you, and you're just dragging them around the forest. Don't do